Let's talk about something we all do. It's one of the most common and honestly one of the most comforting lies we tell ourselves. It's that little promise we make when we're facing something we just really don't want to do.
You know the feeling. You're looking at that big project or thinking about starting that workout routine, and this little voice just says, you know what? I'll start tomorrow. Of course you have. We all have. And what happens in that exact moment? It's not guilt, not at first. It's relief. A sudden, almost magical wave of relief washes over you. The pressure's just gone. The anxiety fades. But why? Why does that one little phrase feel so good?
Well, that feeling is all wrapped up in what we can call the promise of tomorrow. It's an idea so powerful it can change our entire mood in an instant, even though really nothing has actually changed at all. So that brings us to the big question, right? Why does putting something off feel so good? Why does the act of not doing something feel like a genuine reward? The answer has nothing to do with being lazy or bad at managing your time. Nope, it goes way deeper than that. To really get it, we need to look inside our own brains, where there's this constant, ancient tug of war happening pretty much all the time. See, on one side, you've got your limbic system. This is the old, instinctual part of your brain. It doesn't care about your goals for next year. It just wants to feel good and avoid discomfort right now. And on the other side, you've got your prefrontal cortex. That's the planner, the logical part that thinks about the future. Procrastination is simply what happens when your limbic system wins that argument. Now, there's actually a term for this: hyperbolic discounting. It sounds complicated, but it's just a fancy way of saying our brains are wired to think that a reward we can get right now is way more valuable than a bigger reward we have to wait for. It's why it's also called present bias. And this chart just lays it out perfectly. Look at the value our brain puts on that immediate reward, the sweet relief of just avoiding the task. It's huge. Now compare that to the distant reward of actually getting the thing done. In the moment, that future reward feels so small and far away. So of course, our brain is going to go for the bigger, immediate prize, the relief of saying, I'll deal with it tomorrow. But here's the thing, what are we really avoiding? It's almost never the task itself. It's the feeling the task brings up. And this is the absolute heart of the matter. I want you to really let this sink in. Procrastination is not a time management failure. It is an emotional regulation problem. You're not putting off the task. You're putting off the uncomfortable feelings that go with it. It's a coping mechanism, plain and simple. So what are these feelings? Well, it could be anything. Maybe it's the anxiety of not knowing where to even start. Or maybe it's that nagging self-doubt, that little voice that says you're going to fail. It could be pure boredom or the frustration of a really tough challenge. Or, and this is a big one, it could be the crushing pressure of perfectionism, where you're so scared of not doing it perfectly that you just don't do it at all. So, here is the most crucial takeaway from all of this. You are not lazy. Your brain is just trying to protect you. It's an instinct to shield you from these bad feelings, even if that protection ends up causing more problems down the road. And this is how the trap gets set. You face the task, you feel bad, so you delay it. And what do you get? That instant reward of relief. And that relief teaches your brain that avoidance works. So the next time you face something similar, your brain remembers that feeling and is even more likely to say, hey, let's just put this off again. So where does tomorrow come into play? We delay because we have this deep, unshakable faith in a mythical hero who's going to come and save us. And that hero is the future version of you. We imagine that future you is this amazing person. They're not tired. They're not stressed out. Oh no, they're disciplined, they're focused, they're ready for anything. We just hand off all the hard work to this imaginary person, convinced they'll be better at it. But the problem, of course, is that when tomorrow actually gets here, you're still just you. And this whole belief is supercharged by something called the fresh start effect. You know, things like a new day, the start of a new week, they make us feel like we're psychologically distant from our past failures. We think, okay, yesterday me was a mess. But tomorrow me gets a clean slate. It's exactly why I'll start on Monday is such a powerful phrase. Tomorrow always feels like the perfect, safe place to begin.
The danger here is that this can trap us in what's known as false hope syndrome. We set these totally unrealistic expectations for our future self, and when that future self inevitably can't meet them, we don't change the plan, we just pick another fresh start and repeat the whole cycle, always hoping that this time will be different.
And this image shows us exactly why our best intentions fall apart. See this wavy line? That's our intention to actually do the thing. Way back when the deadline is far away, our intention is high. We absolutely mean to do it. But look what happens. As the moment of action gets closer, our intention just plummets. We fail to do it, and then we just set a new intention for the future. That's the gap between what we want to do and what we actually do. So if we're stuck in this loop of avoiding bad feelings and pinning all our hopes on a mythical future self, how in the world do we get out? Well, the answer is surprisingly simple, but it means we have to flip our entire idea of motivation completely upside down. We have it completely backwards. Most of us think that we need to feel motivated before we can do something. We wait for inspiration to show up. We wait until we feel ready. And that right there, that's the trap. The solution is to understand this one simple truth. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. You don't wait to feel good. You take one small, tiny, almost laughably easy step. And that action is what starts to build momentum. That's what creates the motivation to keep going. And this part is so important. The goal is not to make the anxiety or the boredom or the self-doubt go away. Those feelings, they might always be there when you start something hard. They're just part of the process. The real goal is just to prove to yourself that you can handle that discomfort for a minute or two, to prove that you can start anyway. The win isn't finishing the whole project. The real win is just opening the laptop, or putting on your gym shoes, or just writing one sentence. That is how you break the cycle of avoidance. So the next time you hear that voice in your head say, "I'll start tomorrow," just gently recognize what it is. It's your brain trying to protect you from a feeling. And then offer yourself a new deal. Don't promise to finish, just promise to start. Start small. Start now. Because for right now, that is more than enough.